So that took a little bit of fancy maneuvering there. God, if the game continues to wrap up in difficulty at this rate, I might not be capable of beating the final dungeon. I don't know. Oh, and oh god, the final boss. Who knows what we're in for with that mess. Although with that said, the bosses... There's only been 2 bosses so far, and they were both, like, super easy. So I don't know. Fuck me! Oh god, if I game over here too, I'm, fucked. Okay, there is a save point at the end of this, though. I mean, I wish I could just teleport away, or just, like, go back and save at the previous save point. But, honestly, I think going back is longer than going forward. At this point, make it! You... Oh! Okay, that was lucky. I thought that was going to be a hole there. Oh, I think we made it. I think there's a save guy right beyond here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Save Man. I am very excited to see you. Is there even a warp squid around here, though? What I really want is a warp squid to not have to do all that again. Or you know what? Okay. Let's test some shit out. So, what was the call? Was it what? Lightning works on these guys? That's probably too high up. Ooh! Boom! Get bolted. Although, yeah, it's really... kind of have to wait a while for that thing to trigger. Or you know what? I can go down there. Okay, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a 2-for-1, and then we're gonna go down there. Ooh, and we got a heart too. That's just what we needed. Oh, something up here. Ooh, I found... Oh, there's the squid baby. Found him. Assuming there we go. Sweet. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, the squid babies are elsewhere. Or unless there's like one in each area. I don't know exactly where they are. Frankly, I'm just going to explore, just as before, I'm just going to explore all of the waters everywhere anyways, looking for, I don't know, jam and... Honestly, what I really want at this point is an extra heart container, because, shit, things are ramping up. Okay, is there more water beyond here? No, but there's a warp squid, which is exactly what we want. Or is there? I could have sworn that there was water in the area beyond here as well. Yeah, wasn't this guy on like a beach or something? Oh well. Well, oh, Jesus. Where did you come from? Oh, what the hell? Oh my god, the mayor got like just like, I don't know, overtaken by necromancers. That's rather morbid. Although I guess, frankly, the jackass kind of deserved it. After insulting me way back at the start of the game. That's right, an elephant never forgets. That was rather... I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna finish my drink. Oh, that's right, I saved anyways. Okay, I just need to get the squid again. I thought I had to do the monkey shit all over. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Okay, that was almost terrible. I mean, it was terrible, but it was almost like several additional kinds of terrible. If anything, this is how little progress I made since the last save. We're fine. Man, I would love a mermaid dash right about now. I thought he said that like one of his squid buddies had a move for me. Or like some kind of thing that they were going to give me. You know what, if I'm going to be dying this much, I think I need to go back to town. And... or do I? Yeah, we'll go back to town first, get ourselves a life pot. Oh, yeah, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, acquired married... Say, when you get the elephant form, say acquired married woman form. Because, yeah, married chicks are fat. or just acquired birthed 10 children form for the elephant or something like that. Yeah, that would have been a good joke. I wish I'd have thought of it something like that at the time. Oh my god, what is happening here? The scarecrows, they're breeding. Speaking of having like 20 children, what is going on with these scarecrows? They're giving birth to imps. This is madness. Ooh, on the plus side though, more enemies means more health drops. Anyways, what was I doing? Or I guess, okay, these magic gems aren't completely worthless, actually. I can buy... I could have sworn that I had like 4 magic gems, but it turns out that there's only 2. Okay, what spell do I want to upgrade then? Frankly, I think I like the Fireball the best. Like, it's simple, but... Although even level 2 takes like 1 billion magic points. Frankly, I think I might just want this crap. Just so I can cast magic more. Or you know what? I think Pike Ball. Pike Ball's really good, especially for like the battle tower. Oh, and yeah, that's the last level of magic, so okay, we can actually count how many magic gems we need at this point. So that's 2, 4. We're missing 6 gems. I know one of them is in the first dungeon, and probably 2 or 3 in the second. You know what, I'm just going to talk to the townspeople for hints. They actually sometimes have useful things to say. I just found that cave. Ah, apparently we missed her going skinny dipping though. Shit. Timing was all off. Okay, are you open yet? Okay, we're like at the end of the game, and apparently they're still closed. I don't know. I'm guessing that was like something to do with like the original 3DS game. Like, I don't know, some kind of online thing? I don't know. I have a feeling that, I don't know, they just took that shop out, whatever it did, from this version of the game. A lot of these townspeople... Oh my god, I'm staying the fuck away from you. Can I talk to towns... Okay, Can I talk to townspeople in animal form? Okay. No. You just pressing my luck a bit there with the monkey form, but I was curious after she said that. That's a decent name. A bit clunky. I like the combination of references there. I give that one a B. B plus, I think, that monkey name. Or it depends. Often men work harder after, or maybe not after marriage necessarily, but certainly after having kids. Though I guess that doesn't actually make you fit unless you're, I don't know what kind of jobs would make you fit for working at them more. Professional weightlifter? I don't know. And apparently I smell like a wet animal. What? I'm pressing the wrong button to jump off that. Okay, yeah, townspeople aren't saying anything new or interesting. We're moving on. The eternal debate. Who gets more fat after getting married? Oh, I hate these frickin' mermaids. Like every other enemy in the game so far, you run up to them and you whip them to death, and that's all there is to it. The frickin' mermaids, though. Slippery fishes. Though I guess I get to be a slippery fish too, though, so I guess it all evens out in the end. Though not really, since the enemy mermaids get to shoot like water balls and cool shit and turn into puddles, and all I get to do is swim, literally. That's all she does, is swim and flop around on land. And I guess apparently she has a tiny hitbox too, because I've had like several close encounters with those snapper fish and not gotten hit a single time. Okay, we got like a long tunnel here. There's gotta be a squid baby at the end of this. Or maybe just, I don't know. This almost feels too complicated for a squid baby. What's going on? I think it was 3 golden squids? Or was it just the one? Am I good after just the one? No, there's 2 at least. 3 probably. Like I said, it's never just one thing that you find on a fetch quest. Always at least, it's never. Okay, sometimes it's ones. There are sometimes fetch quests with only 1 item. And there are 3 fetch quests with 3 items, or more than 3 items, but never fetch quests with only 2 items. So yeah, it's got to be at least 3 golden squids then. The other one, I think there's only one. I think there's only one other place to look for this. Yeah, there's 3 ponds there, and I've looked in, or there's 4 ponds there, and I've looked at 3 of them. Or unless maybe there's another one hidden in here somewhere. This is a pretty big pond. Although, frankly, a lot of it was occupied by these tunnels here, so yeah, we're probably done. What is this nonsense? Hit a dead end. Oh, I see. This was supposed to be like a maze or something, I guess. Oh, I see. You go left and then up and then right and then up and then right and then up. Yeah. I'm good at mazes. Like I said, I've played Evo. I've had practice at this kind of thing. Actually, Evo had a mermaid form too, now that I think of it. I forget what you had to evolve to get it, or was it one of the hidden gems? I don't remember. I gotta play that game again. Yeah, clearly I haven't played enough Evo yet at this point. And I suppose that's kind of an inside joke for people who follow my LP channel. Evo was a bad game. It's a really bad game, a terrible game. I played it like 6 times. A few in preparation for LPing it, and then even a couple more after that. Just, I don't know, it's weirdly compelling, despite being a pretty bad video game. And yeah, this was all a waste. There was nothing in this whole big pond other than a squid. Or okay, I guess I know to come back to that other area later once we get the thing that lets you, I don't know, blow up statues underwater. Okay, so it's gotta be the last one. Whoa! Oh, I got slimed again. That's 2 times I've been slimed now. Oh. That would really irritate me at this point, is if there's like this other pond here is just for show, and there's actually no way into it. Yeah, that pond is covered by a bridge. I can't actually get down there. Unless... How clever are they? Are they as clever as I think they might be? Because yeah, I am... Oh no, the other pond is way, way further over. God, I'm gonna have to... Or will I have to backtrack through this whole area? I think there's actually a warp squid way at the other end. Damn! Oh god, these mermaids are running me amok, I tell you. Whoops, I did that one a bit too long. I'm pretty sure that you could attack with the monkey in the first game. I'm like almost positive that you had like a monkey swipe that was really good and useful in the first game. Oh god, I'm about to die. I should have bought... Why didn't I buy health pots in the shop? That would have been such a good idea. Apparently I'm just not full of the good ideas tonight. I was full of good ideas on... What stream was that where I was full of good ideas? It was the Jazz Jackrabbit stream where I had all those good ideas. Yeah, full of ideas. With Jazz Jackrabbit, fuck, these mermaids are gonna kill me. I'm about to get murdered. Well, I saw that one coming at least. You know, thinking of it now, because yeah, that was a reference to like that, what was it, Bat Metal 2 video, for those of you non-YouTube following people. If anyone, I haven't actually played a lot of Jazz Jackrabbit 2, actually, now that you mention it. I was intending to go through the first game first. I didn't end up getting through much of it on the stream. I was too drunk to stream for very long. But I do intend to go back to Jazz Jackrabbit and finish it sometime. There's not even any point to this. The warp squid is like right here. Yeah, this is pointless. I'm just gonna go back to town and get the health pot. And probably get murdered by scarecrows. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, back in the day, I had the shareware version of Jazz Jackrabbit 1, and I played the hell out of it. It was like one of my favorite games on PC. But I never, yeah, just like, I don't know a single person, I don't know how the shareware model was even viable back in those days. Like, I have never even heard of a single person who bought like the full version of a shareware game back in like the early 90s when that business model was popular. Like, who actually bought like the full version of Doom or Duke Nukem or Jazz Jackrabbit or whatever? Everybody just played all the shareware discs and whatnot. But yeah, I have the shareware version of Jazz Jackrabbit, and apparently the full version is freeware these days. So yeah, I went in, or at least abandonware. You can't get it legally anywhere. So I picked that up and played it a bit. And I didn't actually end up getting past like the shareware part of the game. I played the I played the shareware part of the game, like the first episode, and I was too tired to continue at that point. I've been meaning to go back to it though, and I played a little bit of Jazz Jackrabbit 2 back in the day. I actually didn't have the shareware version, but there was an abandonware site where I got a ton of PC games back when I was a kid. It was called Home of the Underdogs. And I played a ton of just freeware and abandonware games on that site, and one of them was Jazz Jackrabbit 2. I didn't actually play a ton of it, and in fact, I think I pretty much only got through the shareware part of the game, the first episode. But yeah, that's another one I've been meaning to go back to. I do remember it being like a lot better than the first game. So that was kind of my idea, was I was going to go through Jazz 1 and 2 back to back, but it turns out those games are like really long. It's like each episode is like an hour, and there's like 6 episodes. It's crazy. Speaking of which, it's, yeah, probably going to be about 5 or 6 hours by the time I beat this game, at the rate I'm going. Oh, and there's still 2 more teleport points too, so there's got to be more game after this. Shit. Oh my god, what was I saying? Like it would be easy to do this in 2 hours. I don't know if I could manage it. I don't know that I'll ever get the 2-hour speedrun achievement for this. Whoops. Take me nowhere. I am where I want to go. You know, Jazz Home of the Underdogs doesn't really exist anymore. Like, I know back in the day you could get Jazz 2 on Home of the Underdogs, but, like Home of the Underdogs still exists, but, like, they don't offer, like, free game downloads anymore. They just have, like, little write-ups on all these old games, and you can't really download much of anything. So I don't know if you can still get Jazz 2 or not, online for free or anything. Yeah, I'd have to have a look. That'd be super disappointing if you couldn't. That would make me kind of kick myself just for like not keeping it back in the day. Like I've gone through a few PCs since back in those days when I was getting all those free games off of HOTU, as they acronymized it. Whoop. Like, yeah, freeware, or what was it, shareware, though. It seems like such a cool... In fact, I bet you that would be a good model these days, now in, like, the days of DLC, where you're just, like, you click a button, and then that gets you the full game. Like, I bet you that the shareware model could actually work nowadays, now that it's just so much easier to, like, actually get the full version online, as opposed to where you gotta, like, do a frickin' mail order to get the full versions of games back in those days. And I guess they kind of have that these days. Like like you'll get demos, and then right in the demo, it'll have like a menu option to buy the full game. Like I remember a lot of Capcom and Konami freeware, or what am I saying? Like yeah, Capcom and Konami downloadable games often did that. Like I remember Bionic Commando Rearm had a demo with an option to buy the full game, and Rocket Knight did the same thing, demo with an option to buy the full game in the menu. Actually, the Rocket Knight demo, as I recall, was quite substantial. It gave you like the full first stage, I think, or I think like half the first stage, but the game was only like 4 stages, so you got to play like an eighth of the game. It was pretty much like the same as the shareware model. Yeah, the demo took like a good, I don't know, 20 minutes to get through, which I guess is not quite as much content as shareware usually gave you. Thing is, most games these days aren't that long, where they can actually like afford to give you like an hour of gameplay without giving away like, I don't know, a third or a quarter of the game. Okay, so I got all the squids. That was the last squid, so yeah, back to the Baron. I hate how the menu like how the how the choices there always default to no, because it's like you're mashing through the buttons, like you're mashing the button to get through the text, and then you accidentally hit no, so then you got to go back and do it all again. God, someone got to put a contract out on these scarecrows. Apparently Witchers don't exist in this universe, I don't think, so I guess we're just gonna have to deal with them. Now the question is, do we get music when we go back to the... Actually, I wonder if this first... if Shantae's little beach hut... now that I think of it, I don't think this area ever had music in the first place, even at the start of the game. Wait, they had it in the first place, and they didn't just fucking give it to me? Oh, we got a mermaid attack. Oh, that's wonderful. And let me guess, can it destroy? Yeah, it can destroy statues. I mean, I guess I could close-ups, snap some close-ups of Risky? Of, like, her tits or whatever? I don't know what he's talking about. Like, she's got a huge rack, so I guess, yeah, that's probably what he's talking about. Do I even bother exploring? I think I just want to hammer through to the end of the game. I guess that's true. Like, it's... I mean, that was the thing. Games back in the day loved to, like, just pile content on you. Like I said, like, Jazz Jackrabbit even is, like, a standard... Or just like all those old shareware games, just give you, like, tons and tons of levels. And yeah, I think that's the thing. I see a lot of people say that these days, where they're like, oh, games in the old days, they're too long, it's too much content, I can't go through it. Who actually has time for, like, a 10 to 20 hour game, even? And, I don't know, I guess I'm sympathetic, I guess, kind of, to that kind of outlook, but, on the other hand, that's not really the way I approach things. I love, like, big, long games that give me tons and tons of content to work through. Like, shit, I just got done playing The Witcher 3. That game took me frickin' 140 hours to do a full clear with, like, all the side quests and everything. Yeah, I love... It has to be a good game, though. That's the thing. A lot of games I find tend to be too short and kind of not give you enough to do and not have enough content. But then there's another section of games that have, like, too much stuff in that they get boring, and it's like it's a lot of padding in a lot of the long games, where it's like too much copy-pasted shit, and just like it just like extends things in a boring way. Like, I'm trying to think of what are good examples of that. Or frankly, stupid little fetch quests like we've been doing in this game are kind of an example. Like, I do not think it was necessary to go hunting for 3 golden babies right there. I was totally amped and ready to go to the final dungeon right there. I feel like the game was kind of just wasting my time a little bit there. It's not a huge deal. It wasn't a huge time waster, but some games are worse about it. Like, I remember Metroid Prime was bad for that, where there was like a big, like, multi-hour, like, just retread and go back through all the levels and look for a bunch of pillars or something. And it took like hours to scour the whole game world and do that, and it was annoying. Actually, it tends to be a common thing with modern Metroidvanias, where they just love having the section at the end of the game where you just backtrack through the whole world and find a billion different things to finish the game. And it's always annoying. Whoops. I could have sworn that I thought I was at the end of the, Did I return as squids already? Have I got my mermaid powers? Yeah, good. I thought that I was just relying on my memory of the level. Could have sworn that I was done there. So I was looking over at chats and it's like, yeah, all I gotta do is walk off to the right, but no. Yeah, I tend to wonder, like, I used to think that, like, you know, that it was just nostalgia. Like, people would say, oh, it's just nostalgia. Games back in those days had their problems too. You just had lower standards because you were a kid. But then I went back and played some of those games, like even ones that I wasn't that familiar with, and I found them to be generally better than a lot of modern games. Like, I remember going back and playing, what was it? Like Sonic CD, I remember playing for the first time a few years ago, and I was really disappointed with the Sonic Advance games. I thought those games had a lot of problems that made them not nearly as good. Like, don't get me wrong, the Sonic Advance games were decent, I liked playing them, but I don't think they held a candle to the original series. When I went back and played Sonic CD, a game I had never played after that, and it's like, this is also not as good as the originals, but it's still a big step up from the Sonic Advance games. And then I remember, what was another game? There was a... what was it? Oh yeah, I remember. Weirdly enough, it was King's Field. I remember being just entranced by when I played that just a few years ago. A lot better than a lot of modern dungeon crawlers. And that was another, like, really old game I was playing for the first time. Oh yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts on Genesis. Oh, that's one of my favorite 2D platformers. It's mainly for the challenge. I'm not great at it, and in fact, I've been kind of working on that game periodically over the years, and I've still never gotten the 1cc. Like, I've beaten the game, like, using, you know, what do they call it? Credit spamming my way through. And, you know, using continues all the way through. I've never actually 1cc'd Ghouls and Ghosts on Genesis. I've been kind of working at it on and off, but I've never actually done it. Or the best I've done, I've cleared the first loop on 1 credit, and then I made it to, I think, stage 3, I think? I made it to the 3rd stage on the 2nd loop on 1 credit, and that was the best I ever did. Oh, one life. Holy shit. I'm just talking 1 credit. Yeah, I never even attempted 1 life. That's just insane. Same with, actually, Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo. It's another... I like it almost as much, frankly. It's got some really good points that make it really good. I like the Genesis one a little bit better, but Super Ghouls and Ghosts is another really good one that I've never managed to 1cc. That one I've done a little bit better on. I've actually made it to the 2nd last level, like right before the final boss on the 2nd loop. It was super intense. Probably the most intense, like... I don't know, just the intense playthrough of a game I've ever done, where I'm, like, on my last life, my last few lives on the final level of the 2nd loop, and it's like, come on, you can do it, you know what to do, you did it on the 1st loop, and then I just choked and fucked it up, and I was so disappointed, because the final boss is so easy, and I would have just had it if I'd have made it. Those kind of intense experiences, games these days don't give you anymore. And I remember Volgar the Viking is a game that tried to give you that kind of stuff, but it was just too easy. Like, I 1cc'd Volgar the Viking on, like, my 2nd or 3rd try. It was not... It was difficult. It was kind of old-school difficult, but it was just... The thing is that the... Is this a cave or something here? I could have sworn that he said, like, go as far east as possible, but I didn't actually see, like, a cave in these waters that looked like a final dungeon. I saw one that looked like it in the other waters. Yeah, the thing with the old school games, though, is a lot of the time you kind of have to... There's a certain mindset that you've got to go when you're playing them. Specifically, you really can't credit feed your way through. The games lose a lot of their appeal that way, I feel. Like, it's not amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. The cool thing is that they're still fun to play, like, just credit feeding your way through and just, like the Ghouls and Ghosts on Genesis, and even Super Ghouls and Ghosts, they're both super hard and super entertaining games just to get through using your unlimited continues. It'll take you a long time your first time through and be really challenging, but it, like, you kind of get that next level of just, like, crazy excitement and just, like, balls to the wall, just intensity when you're going for, like, either that 1cc or that 1 life, or even more so with the 1 life clear, or anything like that. Where, yeah, not a lot of modern games have that kind of mindset. Really not a lot, actually.